Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Michael Corinthos is in the thick of the storyline action on General Hospital, as his character ascends to the top of the suspect list in the ongoing brouhaha over who shot Drew Kane, thanks in no small part to the congressman pointing the finger at Michael upon regaining consciousness. As Michael scrambles to stay out of prison, Soap Opera Digest caught up with the actor who plays him, Rory Gibson, who is loving life at GH even as Michael's gets messier by the minute. "They keep me busy over here," he grins. "I'm having so much fun and there's so much exciting stuff happening." Having secured custody of his children, Wiley and Amelia, when he divorced Willow, Michael thought that things might finally be calming down after a tumultuous period. Of course, that hope was dashed when Drew took not one but two bullets on that dark and stormy night. It's been a very interesting combination of, "Oh, I'm over here chatting with Molly and things are hunky-dory, fine and dandy," and then 2 episodes later, it's like everything's gone to hell, Gibson observes. The actor is rooting for his character to be innocent of pulling the trigger. "I feel kind of conflicted about it," he admits. On the one hand, Drew has definitely done the most, and I'm sure Michael definitely wants to see him gone. But at the same time, it's almost like, if he did that, then everything that Drew has told Willow about him becomes true. Like Michael really is just a monster, this terrible person that he's painted him out to be in her eyes. While viewers don't yet know exactly what Michael was up to the night of the shooting, it has been made clear that he was at the scene of the crime, glowering in his car. Asked what was going through his head while filming Michael's vehicular brooding, Gibson laughs. "What was going through my head is that my underwear is soaking wet." He explains that the scenes were shot on location, and it was bright outside. It was nice and sunny, so they had to use lighting to cheat day for night. "I was standing outside this car, and they had a rain mechanism over me and just like drenched me instantaneously, and then I get into this car. I remember just, obviously, focusing on the scene and having to be like, okay, intense. Brood, but at the same time like I was thinking, 1, I'm soaking wet, and 2, I feel bad for whoever's car this is. I didn't even remotely try to dry off so that car's interior got drenched." Michael has dipped into his sizable bank account to pay escort Jacinda to provide him with an alibi for the time of the shooting. While Gibson hadn't yet begun playing Michael back when Nina and Portia first contracted Jacinda to drug Drew with ketamine, so he'd make a fool out of himself in public, her portrayer, Paige Herschel, brought him up to speed when they shared their first scenes. "I'd done a little bit of research, but I was fortunate enough to actually run into Paige before we had to film anything, before we'd done our rehearsals and stuff in the studio," he reports. "I was like, oh hey, you play Jacinda," and she kind of gave me the rundown of like what had happened with her character. I thought it was an interesting thing to throw into the mix, to have us kind of get involved, for lack of a better term, in this very sticky situation. A sticky situation indeed, what with Drew caring less about who actually shot him and more about incriminating Michael so that he can secure a reunion with Willow by restoring her access to the kids. Knowing the incentive Drew has, Gibson says, Michael is panicked, honestly. "How I try to play Michael is that at his core, he's a relatively composed, stoic person. But it's all kind of a shell of a lot of the internal frustration that he kind of constantly has going on. In this moment, he's panicked because everything's unsettled. He's missing Daisy, he's missing Sasha. So it's not like everything in his life is perfect by any means. But he does have legal custody of his children. And if this gets pinned on him, all of that goes away. And there's no way he's ever getting them back. So I think he's in a state of true panic. He's fighting for survival, essentially. All of which leads Michael to feel like partnering with Jacinda is his best bet, even though the cop he's trying to sell this story to is also his brother. At this point, it's pure desperation, declares Gibson. He knows Dante's a smart guy, and I think he knows Dante's not going to buy this, But he doesn't really have much of a choice. He's trying to work in some sense of reality because he was with Jacinda earlier that night. He's just trying to grasp at straws here, and he's just trying to make whatever he can make happen. I don't think he believes that Dante will buy into this, but he's holding out hope that it'll be enough to clear his name regardless. He doesn't necessarily need Dante to believe him. I'm sure he wants to. It's his brother who cares about him, and he cares about his opinion. But it's not about needing Dante to believe him. It's about needing evidence to hold up. Another potential hazard for Michael is that his great-aunt, Tracy, could place him at Drew's house on the night of the shooting, although she's made it clear that she has no plans to run to the cops with this info. That's a complicated one, Gibson allows. I think he's feeling kind of conflicted about that because on one hand, he does realize how close Tracy and Monica are. So there's that glimmer of a potential alliance there, like, okay, maybe she'll have my back on this. She hates Drew. We don't always get along, but she doesn't hate me and she loves my grandma. But at the end of the day, of course, it would be much better if no one knew Michael was there at all. So that's still definitely stressing him out a bit. General Hospital has never been short on high-stakes drama, but things have reached a boiling point for Michael Corinthos as he finds himself battling not just for his reputation, but for his very survival in Port Charles. Actor Rory Gibson, who brings Michael's intensity and emotional turmoil to life, recently opened up about what fans can expect as Drew Kane levels explosive accusations that could shatter Michael's world forever. For longtime viewers, this is more than just another family feud. It's a story that cuts to the heart of betrayal, legacy, and the never-ending struggle to define oneself within the shadow of the Corinthos name. Michael Corinthos has always been a character caught in the middle, a man torn between the world he was born into and the life he has tried to create for himself. Raised amid the chaos of Sonny Corinthos' empire and Carly Corinthos' relentless love, Michael has always fought to balance loyalty with morality, family with independence. But now, with Drew accusing him of treachery, deception, and harboring secrets that could alter the entire landscape of Port Charles, Michael finds himself cornered in a way he never has before. Spoilers indicate that Michael's life may hang in the balance, not just in the physical sense, but in terms of everything he has worked so hard to build. His relationship with Willow Tate, his role as a father, his place in the Quartermain legacy, and his sense of self. Rory Gibson revealed that Michael's story is about more than survival. It's about identity. Michael has always tried to do the right thing, even when it goes against the people he loves, Gibson shared. But Drew's accusations hit at something deeper. They make Michael question who he is, what he stands for, and whether he can hold on to the life he's created when everything around him is trying to rip it away. Those words highlight a truth that General Hospital fans know all too well. Michael is perpetually stuck at a crossroads, often forced to pay the price for other people's mistakes. Whether it's being caught in mob wars, enduring the trauma of losing loved ones, or fighting for custody of his child, Michael has always been tested in ways that push him to his breaking point. Now, Drew's words threaten to push him over the edge. The accusations themselves are shrouded in mystery, but spoilers hint that Drew may believe Michael played a role in one of the darkest events in Port Charles history, whether it be manipulating alliances, hiding dangerous secrets, or even orchestrating moves that put loved ones in harm's way. For Drew, who has been battling his own demons, Michael represents both a trusted ally and a potential traitor. The betrayal of family, especially in the Corinthos and Quartermain dynasties, is a wound that cuts deep, and if Drew truly believes Michael is guilty, then their once strong bond could fracture beyond repair. For Michael, the emotional blow of being accused by someone he considered a brother could be more damaging than any mob war or courtroom battle. General Hospital thrives on exploring the gray areas of morality, and Michael is the perfect example of that complexity. While he has often fought to rise above Sonny's violent world, he has also taken actions that show just how much of his father's ruthlessness runs in his veins. From plotting against family enemies to making secret deals, Michael has never been entirely innocent. Fans are left to wonder, is Drew wrong in his accusations, or is Michael's past finally catching up with him in ways that even he cannot escape? The fallout from Drew's accusations is sure to ripple across Port Charles. Willow, who has already endured a harrowing battle with cancer and the pain of family secrets, may find herself questioning whether she truly knows the man she married. Will she stand by Michael through the storm, or will Drew's accusations plant seeds of doubt that threaten to unravel their marriage? Carly, whose instinct has always been to protect her son no matter the cost, may find herself once again at war with Drew, reigniting old conflicts that could divide the family further. Even Sonny could be forced to take sides, torn between his loyalty to Michael and his trust in Drew, setting the stage for another Corinthos civil war. General Hospital spoilers also suggest that this storyline could tie into larger plots involving corporate power plays at ELQ, mob rivalries, and secrets buried deep in Port Charles history. If Michael is accused of betrayal on multiple fronts, both personal and professional, the drama could crescendo into one of the most explosive arcs the show has seen in years. Viewers are already speculating about whether Drew's accusations will expose a shocking truth, set up a dangerous trap, or create a fracture in the Corinthos family that can never be repaired. What makes this storyline so compelling is the vulnerability it forces Michael to confront. He has often been portrayed as the golden boy, the one meant to rise above his family's flaws and build a future that is brighter and cleaner than Sonny's bloody empire. But in Port Charles, no one escapes their past, and Michael may soon realize that fighting for survival is not just about proving his innocence, but about reconciling the duality within himself. Can he be both a Corinthos and a Quatermain, a man of honor, and a man willing to get his hands dirty when it matters most? The answer may define not just Michael's future, but the legacy of his family. Rory Gibson's performance promises to be central to the impact of this storyline. The actor has already proven he can handle Michael's complex emotional beats, balancing vulnerability with strength, grief with determination. As Michael faces Drew's accusations, fans can expect Gibson to deliver powerhouse scenes that remind viewers why Michael remains one of General Hospital's most compelling characters. Whether Michael emerges from this ordeal as a stronger man or crumbles under the weight of suspicion remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: his journey will be must-watch television. In a soap world where betrayal, love, and survival are the currency of drama, Michael's fight against Drew's accusations could be one of the defining arcs of the year. As Gibson himself says, Michael is fighting for survival, and in Port Charles, survival is never guaranteed. Fans will need to buckle up, because the storm is only beginning, and the fallout promises to shake every corner of the Corinthos and Quatermain empires. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our YouTube channel for more update news.